Hi students, welcome to our channel. In this video, we are going to discuss the implementation of Radix Sort. In previous video, we discussed how to solve using Radix Sort. How can we sort the elements? Sorting the elements by using Radix Sort with an example we discussed in last video. Now we implement this Radix Sort. So as you know, Radix Sort is also called as bucket sort. So what is the meaning of here radix? Radix is nothing but base. Base here it is nothing but based on the type of numbers. Based on type of numbers. If the numbers are of type decimal numbers like 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on, so up to 9, then base is 10. Base 10. That means number of buckets we will consider here are 10 buckets. Suppose if the input is binary, that means I want to sort the elements like 19, 26, 387, 4321, like that, then the number of buckets we had to provide, because these numbers are in the form of decimal. The number of buckets we have to consider are 10. Okay, so then base 10. Binary means if now I want to sort the numbers 101, 101, 100, 11, like that. If the input is in the form of binary, which is combination of only zeros and ones, then what is this called as binary? For this, what is the base for a number? 2. Then how many buckets we will consider? Number of buckets we will consider here are 2. Now for example, if the input is in the form of octal. Octal means the numbers are generated from 0 to 7. Total 8. So octal is nothing but base is 8. Then how many number of buckets we will consider? Buckets here are 8. Suppose hexadecimal, input is hexadecimal, octal, then hexadecimal. Hexadecimal means 0, 1 and so on, 9, after that A, B, C, D, E, this is 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. For this, base is 16. Number of buckets we will consider here are 16. That means based on. So based on the type of input. Based on type of input. Based on type of input. So we will consider the number of buckets. That's why this is called as radix. Means base. Based on base of a number or radix of numbers. We will consider those many number of buckets. So that's why this sort is called as radix sort or bucket sort. Now coming to, in previous video already we discussed how to sort the numbers which are present in the form of decimal by considering number of buckets equal to 10. How many buckets we have considered? Number of buckets equal to 10. Why we have considered number of buckets equal to 10? The input is in the form of decimal. Okay. So now what are the steps? Now we will discuss how to write an algorithm, and then we will move on to program. So generally 123, 364, 8, 7, 3, 1, 7, 4, 2, 6, 12, 22. For example, these are the numbers. So now, number of iterations. How many number of iterations we are getting? Number of iterations are nothing but we are inserting numbers into the bucket based on ones place, next based on twos place, based on hundreds place, based on thousands place. So that means how many number of iterations we will get? 4 iterations. How we can know that these are 4 iterations? That is depending on number of digits present in the largest number. So the number of iterations in the radix sort depending upon the number of digits present in the largest number. In this example, consider this example. For example, now what is the largest number in the array? The largest number in the array is 8731. So this largest number is having number of digits equal to 4. So that means number of iterations are nothing but 4. So then first what we have to do is, first we have to find out the largest number. After that, number of digits present in the largest number. How many number of digits are present in the largest number? Because of number of passes or number of iterations. Number of iterations. Then this is first step, consider it as this is second step, and they consider it as third step. Now, based on one's place digit, what we are doing? We are inserting numbers into the bucket. Numbers into the bucket. How will you get the ones place digit? The ones place digit is generally how we will get. Now, for example, 8731. Now I have to get 1. Okay, how we will get 1? This divided by 10. How much? 873. Okay, suppose this is quotient we will get. Now, for example, I am applying modulus operator. If I am applying modulus operator, then 8731 modulus 10. What is the remainder now we will get? So, if divided by 10, then we will get a quotient. If we apply modulus operator, then we will get a remainder. So, remainder 1. So, here modulus 10. Then we will get ones place digit. Okay. If suppose modulus 100. Suppose modulus 100. If it is modulus 100, then how can we get? So 8731 modulus 100. Then we will get this one. And so on. Like that we will get the ones place digit, tens place digit, hundreds place digit. This we will do in the program. This is mathematically okay, but in the program how can we do? Now 8731 by 1. Ones place digit we have to get by 1. Modulus 10. Then we will get 1. This one, next time 8731 by, next time I will take it as 10. For this modulus 10. How can we get tens place digit now? Divided by 10 if you get, then you will get 873. For that modulus 10. You will get 3. Next time, 8731 by 100. Modulus 10. Then you will get 87. 87 modulus this 10. You will get 7. That means, if you want to get ones place digit divided by 1 and modulus 10. If you want to get a tens place digit divided by 10, then you will get tens place digit. If you divide with 100, then you will get hundreds place digit. If you divide it by 1000, then you will get 8 modulus 10, 8. That means then thousands place digit you will get. Like that you will get the place value. After getting place value, what shall we do? This is 1 you got in the first iteration. So that 8731 we will consider buckets like this. 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on. We got 1. So that 1 here, that 8731 we will place in first bucket. Okay, for example, another number, then based on ones place digit, that number. This already we discussed in the previous video with an example. Okay, so like that, now what we are doing? We are inserting in the respective bucket. After inserting in the respective bucket, all the numbers like this we will place. After placing all the numbers based on ones place digit into the bucket, now we will write the numbers. For example, next one is 82. Next one is 93. Okay, and then another number also here we place like 23. Now what shall we do is, this bucket is nothing but two-dimensional array. In the program we will take this as a two-dimensional array. Why? Because number of buckets. How many buckets we are considering? 10 buckets. Each bucket may consisting of maximum 20 numbers. So bucket of 0, 0 is nothing but 0th bucket, 0th location. Suppose bucket of 1, 0 is nothing but first bucket, 0th location. But then you will get 8731. Bucket of 2, 0. That means in second bucket, 0th position number. Like that the elements are inserted. And in the array, all these elements again we have to store. In the original array, all these numbers we have to copy into original array. After storing in the original array, again what shall we do? Based on tens place digit, we will store. Like that all this process has to repeat. All this process has to repeat. For how many number of times? That is based on number of digits. Students, I think it is clear. So how the elements are stored in the bucket. This is the concept involved. So the bucket is nothing but two-dimensional array. So first index is representing bucket number. So second index represents in that bucket what is the position. Is it in 0th position or first position? Like that. That will be stored. Like that we will do the program. I think the basic concept we have covered. What are the steps involved generally. So now we will start the implementation of this Radix Sort technique. So now let us go to MS-DOS. Open new file. I'm giving the file name. Save radix_sort.c. radix_sort.c. Now first write the comment line. So which program we are doing? So this is implementation of Radix Sort. Start with including header files. #include stdio.h standard input output header file. This is for the purpose of printf and scanf functions. Then #include conio.h. This is for we are writing clear screen console input output header file. Now start our main function. In main function, so one array variable is required. Of some 10 I n. Clear screen. Printf. Enter. Array size. How many elements do you want to sort? Students, you know this as usual. Whenever you want to sort an array size is required. How many number of elements you want to sort? Okay. So here I will write the comment lines. Read array size. Okay, then scanf %d address of n. Number of elements are ready. Then what are those n elements? For that we have to read elements into the array. For that, first we have to give the message enter elements into the array. And for reading one-dimensional array, loop is required. So that loop control variable I equal to 0, I less than n, I plus plus. Reading an array, one-dimensional array. For one-dimensional array, one loop is enough. For two-dimensional array, for column representation, we have to take another loop. So this is one-dimensional array. That's why we are taking only one loop. A of I. Okay. So now we will call the function radix underscore sort of a comma n. One is array variable and another one is array size. So all the sorting will be done in this function radix sort. After that we have to print the sorted array. So print sorted array. So printf, first we will give the message the sorted array is. It is also one-dimensional array. Loop is required. I equal to 0, I less than n, I plus plus. Then printf %d /t comma a of I. Then use getch and close your main function. Now let us start with this function radix sort. So the radix sort logic, that function returns nothing. So return data type is void. Return data type is void. Function name is radix underscore sort. One is an array and another one is array size. See here, while calling the function here, how many parameters we have passed? Two parameters. One is an array and another one is array size. So while defining the function also we have to take two parameters. One is array and another one is array size. Okay. So now what are the variables required in this radix sort function? Two-dimensional array is required first of all. Why? Because to store the elements. Buckets are of two-dimensional array. Okay. So integer. So for clear understanding, I am taking that variable only, bucket of 10. 10 buckets are there starting from 0 to 9. Then each bucket can store 10 integers. Then to count the number of elements present in the bucket, we will take another variable of 10. And then loop control variables I, j, k we will take, and reminder. So reminder, for the purpose of based on reminder only we are inserting into the array. So that's where reminder variable, if you observe in the program, so if here we are getting like divided by 1 and modulus 10 we are getting. Okay, to store all this we will take, okay, reminder, how many number of passes and OP, and then divisor, first time divided by 1, after that divided by 10, after that divided by 100, like that we will take na. So divisor equal to 1. To store large number in the array, large is required. So next, passes counting purpose, pass variable we will take. We will take these whenever required, we will declare again. Okay. So now let us start with finding largest element present in the array. That we will do in one function, large function. So largest of a comma n. What this function calculates? This function finds the largest element present in the array. So now how to find out the largest element present in the array? Here we will write that function. So it returns the largest number present in the array. Largest, two parameters, integer a, and another one is array size. Now to find largest element, we have to return that large value. So large, we don't know which one is largest number. So then how to find out largest number? We will assume the first element present in the array as largest number. First element is nothing but 0th position element, comma I, for loop control variable. Okay, so start with first position, I equal to 1, I less than n, I plus plus. Then if a of I is greater than our assumed largest number, then which one will become largest? A of I. I think you know how to find out the largest element present in the array. How to find out largest element present in the array? Assume first element as the largest element. Then compare with the next elements. If that next element is greater than our assumed largest element, then that next element will become the largest element. Like that you have to repeat the process until end of the array. Okay, now close this loop. Finally, your largest element is present in the variable large. So that we have to return. So we return save once the program. Now we got the largest element present in the array. Okay, after getting the largest element present in the array, we have to repeat the process. Number of iterations. So how many number of iterations we will get? That we will get depending on the number of digits present in the largest number. So that's why here large. That's why we are considering the large number up to 0. Suppose 8731. Okay, first one you will get 1. After that a tens place. After that a hundreds place. After that thousands place. So for that, like that we will get. That's why we are considering the largest element. Number of passes as to count. Why? Because based on that only we will get the number of iterations. So NOP plus plus. So next, large equal to large by 10. Why we are doing that? To get a next tens place digit. For that purpose we are doing this. So that, and now based on ones place digit we have to store that in the bucket now. So for that number of passes we will take a pass equal to 0. Then pass is less than how many number of passes initially, or you can take initially. Here we are incrementing now. Initially you can take NOP equal to 0. Now it is incremented. So first time it is 1. So pass is less than NOP, then pass plus plus. Initially pass is 0, number of passes equal to 0. So first time you are doing now. So that's why NOP equal to 1. Then this loop will be repeated for NOP. This loop will be repeated for how many number of times? This is incremented 1. That's why it will perform one time only. This loop execution will be done only one time. Okay. So now initially there are no elements present in each bucket. So we will do that initialization for I equal to 0, I less than, for number of buckets are 10. So I less than 10, I plus plus, then this count should be 0 initially. Okay. So why? Because till now we have not inserted na. So the number of elements present in each bucket 0 only. That's why bucket of count of I equal to 0. Initially 0. Now we will insert the elements into the bucket. So for I equal to 0, I less than n, all numbers we have to consider. So we are considering all the elements. Now we will calculate the remainder. Now this remainder for the first time we are doing, then we will get ones place digit. So how we will get? Array of I divided by 1. Ones place digit we will get 1. This 1 we have stored in divisor. Next time we will do this as 10 by multiplying with 10. Next time we will multiply with 10. Then 10 into 10, 100. Then you will get hundreds place digit. Now we have to get ones place digit na. That's why divided by 1. That 1 is stored in divisor. I think it is clear why we have considered divisor equal to 1. For ones place digit by 1. For tens place digit, this 1 into 10. Then divisor will become 10. Then a of I by 10. Then you will get tens place digit. So then you will get the quotient by 1 and then modulus 10. Then you will get the remainder. After getting remainder, you have to place that number in the respective bucket. For bucket, we have taken bucket variable, bucket, bucket of. In which bucket we have to store the element? Suppose remainder you got 5. Then in 5th bucket you have to store na? In 5th bucket we have to store. In 5th bucket, which location we have to store? For the first time it is a 0th location. So here it is in 0th location. So in that bucket, how to know that is a 0th location? So here that we have that variable. So bucket count of remainder. Bucket count of remainder. Bucket count of remainder is nothing but bucket count of remainder. We got remainder 5. Then bucket count of 5. Okay, in that location we will store. Bucket count of 5 is nothing but what? We already initialized it to 0 na. So in 5th bucket, 0th location, we have to store the element. That's it. Now in this bucket, in this location, we have stored this number. For the next time, in which location we have to store the number? In the next location of the bucket. That's why we will increment buck of count of remainder plus 1 plus equal to 1. So why? Because initially we have stored in 0th bucket. Next number of same bucket we have to store in next location. That's why we have incremented. Like that we will repeat all this process for all the numbers. We will repeat this process for all the numbers. How many times it has to do? That is depending on here number of passes. That's it. So initially for the first time it is NOP equal to 1. Initially NOP equal to 0. That NOP here it is incremented. So this will be executed one time. For the next time this will execute twice. Like that. Okay. So now what shall we do? Inserting into the buckets is completed. After inserting into the bucket, now this is insert. I will write the comment lines. Then it is easy to understand. Inserting elements into the bucket. Okay. After inserting the elements, what shall we do? After inserting the elements, we have to copy all elements you have inserted based on ones place digit. Then we have to copy all the elements and store in the array. Okay, that we are doing. Copy all the bucket elements, copy all the bucket elements into the original array. So how to do that one? We will do initialization of I equal to 0. Why? Because starting number we have to store in 0th location. Next time first location. From each bucket we are taking the number. That number we are storing in the original bucket or original array of 0th location. That's why we initialized. So bucket is of two-dimensional array. Bucket is of two-dimensional array. So we have to take nested loop. Why? Because this two-dimensional array element we have to store in one-dimensional array, original array. So that's why we are considering this. I am repeating, students. Listen carefully. This two-dimensional array, that means bucket elements of two-dimensional array, we are storing in the original array, which is one-dimensional array. Okay. So to access this two-dimensional bucket elements, we are considering two loops. Why? Because it is two-dimensional array. So some k equal to 0, k less than, how many number of bucket elements you have to access? 10 buckets. So then k plus plus. In kth bucket, number of elements. Each bucket may consist of number of elements. Each bucket may consist of number of elements. Now, in 0th bucket, for example, 4 elements are there. So, 4 elements are present from 0th location, first location, second location, third location. Those elements we have to copy in original array. For that purpose, we are taking j equal to 0, j less than. So, how can we know that 0th bucket consists of 4 elements or first bucket consisting of 2 elements, third bucket consists of 10 elements? How can we know? That is depending on this variable bucket count. That's why we have considered this one. Okay. So, bucket underscore count. Count of k. Which bucket we have to consider? Kth bucket. Why? Because this bucket number is stored in k na. So, kth bucket. Then j plus plus. Now, what shall we do? Now, in the original array, we have to store. Which element you have to store? In the bucket, kth bucket, 0th location, first location and so on. That is jth location. One number you have stored. Okay. Next number we have to store in the next location. That's why here we started from 0th location. Next time, first location. Like that we have to repeat. So, in 0th bucket, in this 0th bucket, all the elements in 0th bucket, all the elements are copied in the original array of next locations. So after inserting the elements of 0th bucket, next we have to go to next bucket. So like that it will repeat. So now close this. Now what is this? So all the bucket elements we have copied into original array. Now next we have to get tens place digit. How to get a tens place digit? Divided by 10 we have to do now. How we will get that 10? Already it is 1 multiplied with 10. That's it. Now close this while loop. Previously while loop is there. See, this while loop we have to close, and then function close. Now save your program, compile. Errors, don't worry whenever you are getting errors. Okay, type mismatch in redeclaration. That means you have not declared this function radix underscore sort. Okay, now declare it. You called this radix sort function. You called that radix sort function in main function. So that's why we are declaring in main. Void radix underscore sort of integer of 20 integer n. Save that, compile, buck underscore count. What we have taken here? Only buck we have considered, na? So here for counting purpose we will take buck underscore count. Save, compile, yeah, no errors. Execution. Array size, for example 5. Number of elements 123, 45, 6708 to E9, and then 4368, and then 12. These numbers we want to sort. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes. Same garbage elements we are getting. Array size percentage D. Enter elements integer. See how we have printed the sorted array. The sorted array here is Radix Sort, largest number. Now see here what we are getting. We are getting some garbage value. Array size, some percentage D, enter elements integer, some garbage value we are getting. So for that we will fix that error. That means some initializations I think are missing. Now we will do those initializations. Let us check. Yeah, here initializations, everything is fine. Now we have inserted. If you observe, here k equal to 0, we have written I less than n. Here it is k less than n. Save it. We will check. You know, logical errors we won't get. Only syntax errors we will get. You may get doubt. So we are not having any errors. Why I am not getting correct result? So remember, logical errors we won't get. We will get only syntax errors. Now run the program. Array size 5. Then 33. See the sorted array. The elements are sorted using Radix Sort technique. So hope you understand, students, this Radix Sort. If you have any doubt, you post your question in the comment box. So parallel to me, you execute the program. Keep this aside and execute the program. If you have any doubt, you can check and you can give me in comment box. Thank you, students. Have a great day. Bye.